Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sayam Pathak and in this video we'll be discussing all about certifications. Now, this is totally from my point of view and some people might agree and some disagree, but I'll try to cover all the topics and all the questions that have been asked to me in the past by students and professionals. So let's get started. So when we talk about certifications, there are three personas. One is the student persona. One is the domain switch, means the people who want to switch the domains, like from automation to DevOps or so on and so forth. And one other professionals who are working and they want to pursue the certifications. Now, over the period of time, the number of certifications have increased, and so is the confusion of whether to take it or not, whether it's worth it, what are the benefits, pros, and cons of the certifications. Now, when you talk about cloud, now in cloud, there are many certifications for every cloud. Now you can call it a business model, or you can call it a proper learning path, or you can call it like people trying to earn the badges. But let's clarify all those points. For example, let's take AWS. Now AWS certifications have a clear cut path, and so does the other clouds as well. Like for the foundational, you will be having the cloud practitioner. After that, you can move on to the associate one, where you'll be having the architect, sysops administrator, developer, and then you move to the professional ones like the solution architect professional and the DevOps engineer. And there are some specialty exams as well. Now each certification has a learning path associated to it. Same is for GCP, Foundation Associate Professional, and same is for the Azure one if you go to their portal. All the certifications have the learning path associated to it. There are many labs out there that you can try, like the quick labs, or and you can use the free cloud credits from each of the cloud vendor to practice your scenarios and the labs. And even some platforms like Code Cloud and eCloud Guru provides learning environments for AWS, GCP, and Azure. Now, where to start? We'll come to the certifications points. Now, where to start? Now, all the certifications, obviously you start from the foundational level. If you are totally beginner and new to cloud, like AZ 900 is for Azure, the cloud practitioner exam is for AWS. There are free courses as well for that. But you totally start from the scratch where you learn the cloud concepts. Now, I won't say and I won't suggest that you learn all the clouds and you do all cloud certifications, because the basic compute network storage, the IAM billing, these concepts and the terminologies remain the same. You have the virtual private network or VPC in other cloud, and you have to create that. The whole game is of network isolation. You have compute instances where you will be having different flavors, different sizes, different costing, but the concept remains same in all the clouds. So basically, go with one learning path and pick one cloud. Either you pick Google, Azure, or AWS, and you can start from the beginner level. Now, let's start with the certifications. Are they worth it? Will they get me a job? These are the two most popular questions. But before that, just want to tell you that there are certifications which have the hands-on. So there are two types of certification now. One is the MCQ type, where you will be getting four options and either one or multiple will be correct. Now second type of exams are the hands-on exam, where you will be given a terminal and you will be given a scenario where you have to type the commands and you have to get the result, and you'll be storing that or performing some task and all that stuff. Now in Kubernetes, there are three hands-on certifications, which is CKAD, CKA, and CKS. And there is a very new certification exam, which is MCQ type, again very beginner type, which is KCNA. So for the learning path, obviously this goes like this. And many resources out there: my CKS book, Certs Magic Show, Katakoda Playground. I also created a new one. Again, many certs are out there. For Linux, you have from Linux Foundation, Red Hat, CompTIA, LPI, Cloud I have already discussed, Kubernetes I have already discussed, networking, CCNA, CCNP, CCIE, and then there are some hands-on as well. Now let's discuss the key points. In certification, The key thing is the learning path. So the learning path matters, to be honest. You have to understand the learning path. Now, when you talk about a beginner, say a beginner has come and they want to study, cloud, and they do not have that, that sense of where to start. So obviously they will begin with a particular course. Now, what happens is when you start with a course of a particular certification, which are available for free and for online, for paid as well, like different types of courses are there, that you can kind of Google. So they give you a curated path, starting from the kind of cloud concepts, IAC concepts, then what is billing, how to set up the cloud account, and so on and so forth. When you talk about the beginner level cloud certifications, now at least for a beginner, when you are a student or you are just very new to the cloud, this helps because you are not a professional, you are not someone who has experience. Now there are people in the industry who say, I don't have any certifications and I'm doing perfectly fine. There will be, and you can also do fine. I'm not telling you to do the certification, but sometimes what happens is a student comes and they ask for a learning path. You cannot say, okay, go learn the cloud. What they learn, let them have a dedicated path with respect to the certification, and let them do that. So they have a, a path. Okay, now I have a learning path that I can go through. So people are looking for directions, and that can be one of the directions of curated hands-on labs and, the learning path. So the learning path matters. Actually, the learning path matters for all certifications. Now, when you have CKA, CKAD, or CKS, the learning path matters a lot because that it expects you to know the Kubernetes knowledge in depth. That expects you to know the tooling in depth. So I think the learning path and even the courses created out there, many courses that I know created out there, like from Code Cloud or from Kim. So they are in the form of very extensive deep dive that gives you knowledge. Now, knowledge matters in certification industry. When we are talking about certifications, my opinion purely is that the learning matters. There are various ways you can get the certification, but if you're only doing it for the sake of getting the certification, it's of no use. You have to study in the form of learning path and enhancing your skills. Yes, this point is true that certifications might help you in resume shortlisting. Where, now say that there is a company, X, and they have a hiring, they want to hire 100 people, and they get a resume of 1000 people. Now in that 1000 people, for the HR who do not know kind of the technicalities, they might shortlist the resume who have, a few set of certifications, because that shows that you have, assumption is that you have gone through the learning path, you have taken the will to take the certification under kind of the time constrained environments, and you have to get that scoring kind of thing. So assumption is that you might have gone through the learning path and you might have done some research and done some learning, so you get a kind of priority in the resume shortlisting, where a more number of jobs and n number of resumes. Now this is not true when you are, kind of hiring only one position, and you are yourself reaching out to some decent number of folks that you know in the industry who have created good content out there. So in that scenario, actually certification doesn't matter at all. But at places, yes, it helps in your resume shortlisting. It might help you when you do not have any experience. Now people ask this question very often. I am a beginner. Let's say they go through my DevOps roadmap. So you can go through, the DevOps roadmap that I created, the whole roadmap. So let's say you are a very beginner, you go through my DevOps roadmap and you do a couple of certifications on your journey. You do CKA, you do Terraform certified associate, you do AWS certification. That will help you because you are a beginner, you do not have any certification. You will say that I have no experience, no prior experience, no prior degree, but I have a will to learn and have shown that by taking these certifications. So that can help you break the barrier of at least getting to the interview round. And after that, obviously, it's your skills. In interview round, certifications totally do not matter. Yeah, some people might just think, if he's CKA, then he might have X amount of knowledge, which is true, and then they'll ask you the questions with respect to that, and if you're not able to answer, that means you didn't prepare the way you were supposed to prepare. You didn't go through the proper learning path. You were just doing it to get certified from different kinds of means. So that won't help you either. So basically what helps you is, it can help you in getting the interview. After that, it's on your own. Skill validations. Now professionals, what they can do is, they can do the certification for skill validation. I have seen people doing CKA, CKD, CKS with years of experience of Kubernetes, and they said, it was pretty easy because they were doing hands-on for years, and they didn't even do any sort of preparation, and they have cleared the certifications as well. So it happens. You can actually complete a certifications if you are actually working on the product, so you don't need any sort of extensive preparation. So you can just do it for skill validation, or just like that. So people do that. Again, curated path. So this actually resonates with the learning path. Certifications gives you a curated path. Take any course of certification, it will be focused on getting you certified, but it will be telling you about many cloud services. It will be telling you about many networking concepts. If you are talking about CCNA, it will be telling you about hands-on that you have to do. So there will be a lot of labs that you can practice. Even for CCNA, the certification itself gives you a lot of knowledge. If you are going to do the certification, even if you do not do the certification, you just prepare for that, you will be a good in kind of basics of networking, which is the actual goal, right? The actual goal of certification is not the badge. The actual goal of certification is not the certificate itself. The actual goal of certification is the learning. So you have to focus on the learning. Now, hands-on certs are much better. Of course, hands-on certs are much better, in my opinion, because they number of methods to take different means to get certified reduces. You cannot kind of know the A, B, C, D, and you can just pick and choose. You will have to focus, understand, do hands-on, do the typing and stuff, be quick, and all that thing. So I think hands-on certification are better. Hands-on exercises is important, definitely. So if you are going through a learning path, make sure you practice, 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 because if you're a beginner and you want to showcase that you have learned something, you have to do the hands-on, because in the interview you might be asked to do the hands-on. So hands-on exercises, learn by doing, and then you can do the certifications. Learn in public. Now what happens is, say that you are preparing for the certification, and you are asked to kind of create a complete VPC, and create instances, bastion host, make sure it is connect, one host is able to connect to the other host over the VPN, and so on and so forth. Or you set up a whole Kubernetes cluster and update that. Why not you turn them into the blogs? You can turn them into blog posts or Twitter threads and things like that, and keep on posting, so that people know this person is learning, this person is learning the technology, this person is learning cloud. So you'll get those eyes, and you will be able to prove, actually that's that's better than getting certified. So you can learn in public, show what you are learning, and people will know. So many startups might reach out to you. Okay, we see the interest, would you be able to join, explore the opportunity, so and so opportunity with the company? I think that matters. Create mini projects. Create your own website, host it on Kubernetes. Create your own website and host it on cloud. Containerize it. Do this, do that. There are many things that you can actually do. So create minor projects, like set up an entire GKE cluster or EKS cluster, and set up a monitoring on top of that. Set up logging on top of that. Do the troubleshooting, and how to create a high level cluster, how you set up the billing alerts, SNS, and number of services are there. And try to create different set of projects, share your knowledge, and that is more important than getting the certifications. So let's conclude all the things that we just spoke. Certifications can help, definitely it can help, because it gives you a curated learning path, and it gives you a guided path. For beginners, it's a very good stuff to showcase your knowledge, and for kind of resume shortlisting. Certs will help. Now that is not mandatory that certs will help you. Like if you are professional and you just did it for validation, it won't help you much. Or even if you are getting hired at a startup, and they do not bother about certifications, so certs might not help over there as well. Certs can help you learn, definitely, only if you practice and you follow the learning path, that can help you. Cert can help you as a beginner to show the will to learn. Yes, when you do certifications, in my opinion, you have that willpower, or you have that will to learn as a beginner, as a person who do not have any degree, as a person who is not even in that domain. So you have shown that interest to learn, and you have moved ahead with the learning path and the certification itself. Certs means you are good at a particular subject. Now it depends. If it's a hands-on certification, yes, to some extent you must have done some practice, you must have done the labs more than 2 3 4 times, and you must have gone through the complete journey. So we do expect that you are good at but that particular subject. And no, if you have used wrong means to get the certification, if it's a MCQ type or multiple choice type certification, and you have chosen the wrong means to do the certification, and you have not done any practice, and you have just done this to kind of do the certification, then probably not, you're not good at a particular subject. It all boils down to your interview. Now certifications can help you get a job? No, it can help you in the resume shortlisting sometimes, but job is based on skills. Now if you want to get the job, you have to prove in the interview round, you have to prove with the content that you have created over the period of time when you were doing learn in public. Certifications can help you get to a certain place, like get you shortlisted, but it definitely doesn't get you a job for sure. There are many surveys out there that prove that if you have certifications then you have job. Nothing like that. You'll get the job. There are many people doing very senior roles, junior roles, mid senior roles, and they do not have certifications. But it's good to have. The hands-on certifications are good to have. For beginners, certifications are good to have, because they can show they have learned something, without even having a degree or without having any experience. So they can show that they have worked 6 month time frame, and they have done a couple of certifications, they have put their hard work, done a few projects, done a few practice labs, hands-on sessions, so that you can get, at least you can go for some junior roles, or even regular cloud architects and Kubernetes engineer, SRE, XYZ roles. Problem with certs is that that is a very genuine problem, and it's very difficult to eliminate this problem, that people sometimes do for cheating and not do it for learning. They just do it for fancy badges, for the certification, just to post like, I'm this certified, I'm this certified, I have 10 certification, 100 certification. That actually, to be honest, is not a good thing. You should not do that. You should do that for your learnings. You should do that if you want to learn a particular service like machine learning specialty. You should do it for learning the machine learning, implementing some models, and posting them out, helping others out, or doing a use case, a customer use case. Then it is helpful. If you are only doing it for the sake of certification and cheating, don't do the certifications. If you're doing it for learnings, to showcase that you have learned, and to get shortlisted, probably do it. So that's about certifications. Let me know in the comment section what you think about certifications, or what questions you have with respect to certifications. I'll be happy to help you out. So this video is sponsored by Teleport. Teleport empowers engineers to quickly and securely access any computing resources anywhere on the planet. The access plane allows engineers and security professionals to unify secure access and provide visibility to infrastructure, applications, and data across environments. Would also like to thank Armo for being an org member to support my YouTube channel. Armo assures DevOps, DevSecOps, and developers that every workload, cluster, container, and microservice is born and remains secure from development to production, and from configuration to runtime every time. They are creators of Kubescape. Kubescape is first open source tool for testing if Kubernetes deployed securely according to the multiple frameworks such as NSA, CISA, and more, and marks the first time that teams can test Kubernetes against multiple frameworks in one click. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please give a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon, and share with your friends, so that we can grow into a very big family, and I'll keep posting awesome videos. Thank you so much for watching.